Hey guys, Jonathan and I recorded a video, or several videos actually, about protein earlier today, and I asked for you guys questions, and we did not see your questions until we were done. So we definitely talked around some of the things you asked about, but I wanted to go ahead and address them directly because they were really great. So Samantha asked about when you're sitting down eating a meal or making a meal, are there other side options where you can get extra protein so it's not all just from the meat or the main course? And the short answer is yes. The primary source of your protein is going to probably have to be meat. If you're vegan or vegetarian, there are other options to get protein, of course. Tofu, that's still going to be like what I'm saying when I'm saying mostly from your meat. It's probably going to be from, if you're a vegetarian, tofu, or if you eat fish, something like that. But there are other things that you can get protein from, like lentils, peas, beans. Those things are all going to have pretty significant protein. But then even things like rice has some protein in it. You might be getting an extra 5-6 grams of protein from that, depending on how much you're having at your meal. So definitely don't forget to add those things in when you're calculating your total protein. It adds up. But those are some things you could look to other than just meat. But unless you're vegetarian or vegan, then it is going to be mainly your meat, which Jonathan had a really great point about that in our video we recorded, which you guys will see. But it's one reason to try to avoid snacking too much throughout the day, because you're actually curbing your appetite, which might make you not want to eat as much protein at your main meals. So I thought that was interesting. Mike asked, is it okay to get larger amounts of protein on less meals? And if you were to like Google this, like how much protein can your body absorb all at one time, it used to be kind of common belief that your body could only absorb up to like 30 to maybe 40 grams of protein at a time. But there's some more recent data on that's not necessarily true. And it's more just about your overall protein consumption throughout the day. I just listened to a podcast on it from E.C. Sinkowski, who does the 800-gram challenge, and she usually is very, she does her homework as far as looking at the data and like what's the actual truth. And her point was that it's really more about your overall protein consumption, whether that's a lot all at once or spread out across lots of meals. The most important thing is just to get the total grams of protein. So short answer, yes, you can do that, Mike. More protein, less meals. It can just get hard. It's at a certain point to eat that much protein at one meal, eat that much chicken breast or whatever it is. Should you eat more protein to increase muscle if your goal is to gain muscle? Yeah, so Jonathan and I talk about this. If your goal body weight is more than your current body weight, like you're trying to put on muscle, then yeah, you should eat more protein. Yes, short answer. You really can't go wrong eating too much protein. So at least that, if you're trying to gain muscle, I would say that gram per pound of body weight would be like a minimum I would be shooting for. Mike also asked about eating while on the road and traveling, food options. So, and Lauren, this kind of touches on Lauren's question too about shelf-stable options. First of all, in one of the videos, Jonathan and I talk quite a bit about eating while on the road because he travels a lot. So I'll just let you refer to that. But some shelf-stable options, any kind of dried meat. So biltong, I've talked about a lot, is one of my favorites. I have some right here. Okay, Biltong Depot. This place used to be in the factory in Franklin, but now they just do online orders. But they also have a lot of other dried meats other than biltong. Their biltong is good, and they're called Biltong Depot because it's kind of what they're known for. And the people who own it, I think, are from South Africa, which is what biltong is, a South African version of jerky, essentially. That's not cured with sugar, and it doesn't have, the only ingredients on here are beef, salt, vinegar, coriander, pepper, and spices. So pretty straightforward. But they also have a lot of other kind of dried meats too, like Maria from the gym, who is from Ukraine, which is close to Poland, said they have a Polish sausage that she hasn't been able to find anywhere else. I'm curious what she thinks about that, but I know they have lots of other dried meats as well. If you like them, pork rinds. It's not a complete protein. I think it's mostly collagen, but if it's just something to add to your overall protein content to complement the full assortment of essential amino acids you're getting from your main sources of protein, that can be a good option because they're zero carb. And there's a couple brands like Epic makes some that don't have like extra processing. Like I think it's like just pork rinds and that's it. Not fried. Also, they have a version that's not fried, which is important. And then like meat sticks. So I do these types of things sometimes. Like if I'm on the go, I'll order a bunch of these if I know I'm traveling. This company is called The New Primal, and I get these on Amazon. They have a bunch of different flavors, but you can see the breakdown there. They're Whole30 approved, which means there's no added sugar or anything. But one of these, 7 grams of protein, that's pretty good. So it's a good snack option to have on hand. And then of course there's bars. RX bars are nice because the sweetening comes from the dates and there's no other added sweeteners or added sugar. It doesn't, 30 grams of carbs from one of these versus 30 grams of carbs from something with real sugar in it. Your body still processes it the same, but you're just going to tend to not overeat this quite as much as like a typical bar with sugar in it. And then this is another one I like. This one is sweetened with honey, but it's really simple. I have kids who are about to come in the background, by the way. Almonds, honey, and whey protein isolate. That's all it is. Almonds, honey, and whey protein. It's called Rise. I get these on Amazon too. And they have a lot of protein in them because of the whey, 20 grams. They do have a good amount of fat because of the almonds, so just be aware of that. But those are just some tips, some other things. One more side item. It's not really a side item. It's more like it's my sub-in for a dessert. I said I got this idea from Heather Hanks, and she said it was originally a Kim Butler thing. But I love combining this particular cottage cheese with Greek yogurt that's sweetened with stevia or something. And it's a protein bomb, and it's sweet. You can add some fruit to it, some berries, and it's awesome. I love it. Like if you crave something sweet before bed or after a meal, I think it's really good. So I hope that helps.